watch? Could we see late moves for these players? Behind me, right here. So, Charlie, we are going to start with Mark Gay.
Yep.
And a lot of talk this summer about whether he goes on a free next summer. Do you think he will still be a Crystal Palace player come Monday evening?
That's a great question.
Put you right
yeah,
on the spot there.
again, I think if Liverpool identify him as a target and they really want him, especially with going on 4 fronts this season, I think they will try the best that they can to get him. But again, I think if Palace could get that central defender in, then they might allow him to go. Again, with 1 year left on his contract, you think Palace should really cash in if he's not going to sign a new deal. But then Palace have to weigh it up and decide. But I think there will be an enormous amount of pressure from Liverpool to sign Gay.
Do you think it's maybe heightened a little bit because of Liverpool's defensive performances so far this season?
Probably added on a few millions, yeah. It's probably added on a few millions to him.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's, especially after, say, Monday and everything around it. So
yeah.
I think there'll be a lot of pressure, a lot of conversations going on, but I'm sure Liverpool will be trying to get the deal over the line. But I think Palace will have to get someone in before they allow Mark Gay to go.
Yeah, James, what about Ederson then? That's another interesting one because Pep came out and said he was his number one and then played James Trafford again on the weekend.
I find it really interesting because we were briefed last week that he's seen as Manchester City's number one. They're keen for him to stay. But as you mentioned, he was fit to play the weekend and James Trafford started it in goal. So is James Trafford now the number one? There is interest from Galatasaray and clubs in the Turkish Super League. And interestingly, their transfer window closes on September the 12th. So there is a chance that he moves after September the 1st. But would City want to be in a situation whereby Ederson leaves and they're left with James Trafford and Stefan Ortega? I think plenty of clubs in the Premier League would be happy with that situation. But our understanding is that they'd be looking to find a replacement for Ederson. And that's why there has been discussion around Donnarumma potentially coming in. What would that mean for James Trafford? I think they're in a good position if Ederson leaves without signing another goalkeeper. And it would be good to see Trafford given the opportunity, having returned to the club. But it's fascinating. These rumours don't seem to go away when it comes to Ederson. It's been like this for the last 18 months, and it certainly feels like his future is uncertain, especially as he's not starting for City. Yeah,
another player whose future is definitely uncertain is Alejandro Garnacho, Charlie. I mean, it feels like he only wants Chelsea. But as a young player, there's so much potential there. If he doesn't go to Chelsea, then what for him?
Well, that's a big question. I'm sure his advisors will have a plan in place, and like James said, there is windows still open. So I'm guessing that's where he may end up if he wants to play, because, like you say, his heart is set on Chelsea. But if that doesn't materialise, then what's next for him?
Yeah, the clubs are still quite far away in terms of valuation for Alejandro Garnacho, but whether he'll be a Manchester United player, a Chelsea player, or go somewhere else, we will wait and see. James, what about Harvey Elliott? Had a brilliant summer for England under-21s, and I suppose ahead of a World Cup, surely he wants to be playing more regular football.
You would think so, and he's not been featuring so far that much for Liverpool. It's early days, but I think it's 1 minute in the Premier League. He came on in the dying stages against Newcastle. You'd think, based on what he did in the summer in particular, he was player of the tournament, wasn't he, at the Euros in the summer. He is still just 22, we forget, because he's been on the scene since he came on the scene with Fulham at the age of 16. You forget he is still so young. So another season at Liverpool isn't the worst thing, but perhaps he feels that he's at this point in his career now, despite being so young, that he needs to be starting for a club. He needs to be an important part of the club. And clearly signing Florian Wirtz means his minutes are going to be even more limited. Szoboszlai's there as well. An unbelievable assist. I know he didn't touch the ball, but incredible what he did.
He should have got an assist for that, shouldn't he?
It was remarkable. And you'd think that he's third in the pecking order when it comes to those players. He's not going to replace Salah. He's not really a left-sided option. But there was contact that RB Leipzig made with Liverpool earlier on this summer. Doesn't look like that's materialised so far. You want to see him play football this season, especially with that World Cup in mind. If he can play more minutes, he'll put himself bang in contention. But right now, it's going to be difficult. I think Liverpool are expecting formal offers, whether or not anything happens between now and the deadline. I think Arne Slot would be delighted to have him. Yeah. It's just whether or not Harvey Elliott would be delighted with the amount of minutes he's going to get this season.
Yeah, and another sort of, I suppose, central midfielder is Conor Gallagher. There's been reports linking him back to Palace. I mean, that'd be a brilliant signing for Palace. We've already seen what he can do there.
Yeah, I think that's a great fit. I think with the way that he played there when he went on loan, I think that with the way that the fans adored him when he was there, I think it's going to be a great move if it does come off. And I'm sure Conor would be delighted to be back in the Prem and playing for Palace.
Yeah, I think I was a little bit gutted when he left the Premier League anyway, Conor Gallagher, and he left Chelsea. Anyway, let's get to Manchester United now, shall we? Because they are expecting offers for midfielder Kobbie Mainoo amid growing interest from the Premier League and in Europe as well. I mean, Charlie, it's a little bit of a weird one that we're sat here talking about Kobbie Mainoo potentially leaving United.
Yeah, it's an interesting one, you know, because they say what he done last season and how well he played for the Man United side. You think he'd be pushing himself and probably playing more minutes than what he has done. So I'm sure him being a young Man United fan, he wants to play for Man United as much as he can. But with it being a World Cup year now, again, he's trying to force himself into that England squad. So he may have to find himself going somewhere else. And I'm sure there will be plenty of suitors in the Premier League.
Man United reach agreement in principle for next summer transfer. Real Betis have reportedly reached an agreement in principle to sign Manchester United winger Antony. The Brazil international enjoyed a sublime loan spell at Betis during the second half of last season, registering 14 goal contributions in 26 games, and Manuel Pellegrini's side are eager to bring him back to the club before the end of transfer deadline day. Lengthy talks throughout the course of the summer transfer window haven't yet resulted in an agreement with Man United, but a breakthrough has now been reached, as per the Telegraph. They report that an agreement in principle has been struck for Antony to return to Real Betis. It comes after Betis lodged what they consider to be their final offer for the 25-year-old. That is according to El Desmarque, who claim that Real Betis have proposed a season-long loan deal for Antony, as they are currently unable to fund a permanent move for the ex-Ajax attacker. Betis are willing to cover Antony's entire salary, and they are eager to possess the ability to renegotiate a further deal next summer. Man United attempt to offload unwanted stars. In addition to Antony, Man United are also eager to offload Alejandro Garnacho, Jadon Sancho, and Tyrell Malacia on permanent deals before the summer transfer window closes on 1 September. Garnacho, 21, is expected to join Chelsea, having already reached a full agreement on personal terms with the Club World Cup winners, while Sancho has reportedly rejected the chance to join AS Roma. The future of Malacia, on the other hand, looks increasingly uncertain amid a lack of concrete interest in his services. Man United are yet to sell a single player for a transfer fee this summer, with Marcus Rashford, Toby Collier, Daniel Gore and Ethan Wheatley all leaving on loan, while Christian Eriksen, Victor Lindelof and Johnny Evans have departed on Bosman deals.